when we're ready. Good afternoon. This is Carrie Meldon, and we are here at Meldon Law and Friends. This is our weekly podcast we've been doing for over 5 years now, and we're really excited about our next guest, Miss Yolanda Thomas, who's the executive director with Made for Teachers. I've got some great information regarding Yolanda, and I think the listeners out there are going to love this podcast and the things that Yolanda are doing for the community. So we're really excited to have Miss Thomas on. She is going to be appearing via Zoom, which is really, really cool because I can see her in front of me. Usually when I'm talking to a guest, I've got my neck cricked to the right, and ends up causing me some neck issues. So this is actually going to be a comfortable podcast today. So thank you, Yolanda. I appreciate you appearing today via Zoom. But with that being said, let's go right into a little bit about yourself. Yolanda, tell me, what is Made for Teachers?
Made for Teachers is a nonprofit organization that is in honor of my grandmother, Mary Frances Tyndall. She was the first Black woman in Marion County to be a Golden Apple teacher. Most of us in Florida are familiar with the Golden Apple Award. It's a very prestigious award for teachers. And this happened in 1991. So
Wow.
the name Made for Teachers stems from my grandmother's name, Mary Frances Tyndall. And we're dedicated to making sure that teachers feel valued and supported.
I love that. I love that. My grandfather is my inspiration too. So that's amazing when you have history in the family. So she was teaching in Marion County. What was she teaching? Elementary school, middle school, high school, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, what happened is she started teaching at Fruitland Park in Orlando, Florida. This is
Okay.
back in 1962 is when she first started.
Wow.
She graduated with honors from Bethune-Cookman, and
Hmm.
then she went on to Orlando. She taught elementary school. She always praised the first graders as being the one of the favorite grades she was a teacher for, and the main reason is she referred to them as sponges.
Hmm.
She referred to the first graders as sponges. You give them love, you feed into them, you give them everything that they need, and they take that and they grow. So that was a very important age. She worked at several schools here in Marion County, including some of the schools that most of us are familiar with, as far as Madison Street, College Park, Osceola. I was born and raised here right in Ocala with her.
Right.
So those are some of the schools that most of us are familiar with. But she was a teacher for 34 years, Carrie.
That's incredible. That is incredible. So you're carrying on the legacy here, and let's talk about you a little bit, though. It looks like you are born and raised in Marion County, and you have a background in computer information sciences and communications. This was at Purdue University Global. What was that about?
Oh, of course. That's what I do as far as my day job.
Okay.
For the past 20 years, I have worked in higher education. I started off enrolling teachers in their professional development programs. After doing that for about 7 years, working in the admissions department, I then buckled down and went to school and I got my 2 year degree in computer information systems.
Hmm.
Following that, I went for a bachelor's in communications, which led me to the IT field. So I've been working for Purdue Global for about 12 years now.
Okay.
The first company that I worked for was called Kaplan University, and Purdue University purchased that company, and now we are the online sector for them. And I assist the faculty and the professors with any type of IT work that they need done when it comes to being successful with their online classes.
That's great. Yeah, Kaplan used to be an SAT study course. There used to be a Kaplan course
Absolutely.
when I was a kid. I don't know if that still exists anymore, but that was out
Kaplan
there.
test prep.
Yep, you got it. You know it. You know it. And so it's Made for Teachers. Is that so? This is kind of your passion project in addition to your day job.
Well, what happened is I was living in Fort Lauderdale, Cary, and working for Purdue Global.
Hmm.
And I got a phone call in 2019. My grandmother was no longer here with us. That was a big deal in my family. And at that time, I made the decision to leave Fort Lauderdale and move back home to be closer to my family. My son at the time, Javari Jr., was 3 years old.
Hmm.
So when we moved back here, I kept saying to people that I hadn't seen in years, I moved back to Ocala and I would like to do something that's made for teachers. So for weeks, I kept thinking, what can I do? My grandmother was once quoted in an article saying teaching was the best job in the world for her, and she enjoyed it that much.
Hmm.
So one day, Carrie, I wrote down, I said, made for teachers, Mary Frances Tyndall, and out in the blue, it just got created like that. So after my grandma passed, I just wanted to make sure that I honored the profession that she loved the most. And teachers are pillars of the community. They need to be respected, appreciated, and celebrated. And that's how Made for Teachers came about. When I lost my grandmother, I wanted to uphold the profession she loved so much.
And it looks like you're doing, you have some really incredible focuses. You're trying to, obviously make teachers feel appreciated. What are some of the methods and some of the things that you guys do to help not only recognize, but to appreciate the teachers?
We have appreciation luncheons, which we refer to as the Chat and Chew, which we allow educators from all over Marion County, whether you're private school, public school, charter. We allow them to get together. We get caterers, we get entertainers, we get speakers in the community that come out and let teachers know about the resources that are available to them. This will be our third Chat and Chew. We do switch up the themes. This one that's coming up is called Mental Wellness and Mocktails.
Hmm.
We came up with the theme because after each Chat and Chew, we do a survey so we can get feedback from teachers about what it is that they want. And one of the surveys we got back mentioned mental wellness, emotional support. So we wanted to make sure that we focus on that. So, how we give
I
back
love
is
that.
we find out what it is that the teachers would like to be involved in. We create those experiences for them. And it started January of 2024, and
Hmm.
we're on year two, and this is appreciation event number three.
Well, congratulations. We're going to talk a little bit about more about the specifics of that event at the end
Okay.
of today's show because I want people out there to know how and when they can go and attend that event. Those
Okay.
people that are eligible, and also wanted to give you a surprise as well because we have a surprise for you as in addition. But so this is the second year of you guys doing it. What were some of the other events? I know you said this is the third event. Was there two other events that you guys have had in the past?
Yes. Actually, the very first one was Yolanda Thomas Presents
Okay.
Made for Teachers. And this was before Made for Teachers became an official nonprofit. When I moved back home, I wasn't too sure about starting a nonprofit. I just thought, you know what? I'll just get my family together and we'll celebrate my grandmother as we had been doing since she passed. So I thought to myself, what can I do to make this happen? So I had an event at the Appleton Museum and I introduced Made for Teachers. I let the community members know what my plan was and what I wanted to do. The feedback was amazing. That was in September of 2023. Uh, January, we became an official nonprofit. April, we had our first Chat and Chew of 2024. And that was a spring edition Chat and Chew where we allowed, there was 23 teachers and we had a caterer. We had live entertainment that was amazing from a gentleman who just moved from Las Vegas. So he really put on. So the teachers got a chance to play games. We played bingo. They got a chance to meet old school teachers who they hadn't seen. They were able to meet new school teachers. That was the first event. The second one we did at the Mary Sue Rich Center.
Okay.
That was full of a lot of surprises. We gave out tickets to Disney World. We gave out tickets to SeaWorld,
Wow.
Gainesville, the Natural History Museum. And all of this was due to the community support that we received from promoting teacher support and appreciation in the community. And now we're
Mhm.
on the third one, which is what we'll make sure we speak about in the end.
And we will talk about that. But I want to get into, first of all, is there like a membership, or like if you, let's say you want to support teachers, right? Like what can the listeners out there do through Made for Teachers? Like what are you looking for in terms of potential support?
We are looking for volunteers. Setting up events takes a lot of time. So,
Mm-hmm.
volunteers, individuals, or businesses that may have items that they can provide to us. So, we gift them up and we provide them to the teachers. Um, right now, we've just started what we call Join the Made for Teachers Network because we do want to get that a group of registered teachers that we can continue to make an impact on.
Yeah.
But since we're just in the beginning of year two, we're still pretty open. And we just decided to do the network because we want to make sure, once again, that that impact is being told over and over again. But as of now, we're totally open to any teacher um, that's available and that can hear from us in reference to people in the community that may bring us to their attention.
And how are you networking with teachers? Like how do you get the word out to teachers about this?
Well, we are members of the Nonprofit Business Council. We
Okay.
became members last year, and the Community Foundation here in Ocala oversees most of the nonprofits. So we get networking opportunities almost every week. We make sure that we attend different meetings and other type of organization meetings that are also celebrating and supporting teachers. So that's our biggest thing is we set up just recently we attended a music series where we had our pictures up, we had our signs up, and we told everybody we love teachers. Come sign up if you want to, be a teacher. We give them the information that's needed. So it's all about us showing up in the community. That's how we get teachers. They see us and they're surprised. There's a Made for Teachers. What is this about? So we can be anywhere, Carrie. We
Yeah.
can be at a gala. We can be at an event that's outdoors at a yard sale. We're
Right.
showing up.
Well, Yolanda, I see behind you you have a picture of an apple on your home screen, but it looks like it has some imagery inside it. Can you tell me a little bit about that logo? Because it's been piquing my interest throughout the interview.
I'm glad that's exactly what it's there for. What you see, Carrie, is an apple and an elephant. That apple represents
I
the
do see
golden
the elephant.
apple.
Uh huh.
Do you see it now?
I see it now.
That apple represents the golden apple that my grandmother received. It's being the
Hmm.
first one. That's how we honored her within that. The elephant represents my grandmother to the fullest because she collected over 1,000 elephants. That was what my grandmother collected, elephants from all over the world. And anytime we wanted to celebrate her, whether it was a birthday, she was a pastor's wife. So
Hmm.
members of the church always gave grandma elephants. So that's exactly why you see that. The artist of that is my sister. She is the second oldest, and she's an artist. So I told her what I wanted to do, and I said, "Look, we got to get something with grandma's personality."
Right.
And she said, "Give me a few days." And when she created that, it stayed up and it's stuck. We love it.
Well, they say elephants have a long memory, right?
They sure do. They are some loyal animals. Absolutely. All of the
Yeah.
characteristics that we all are familiar with is another reason why we chose that logo.
Well, I think that's wonderful. And I was going through a little bit, of background information prior to the podcast. And one of the things that was brought to my attention is kind of, I don't know if you would call this a core value or a vision of Made for Teachers, but it talks about the development, retention, and success of teachers being the crucial aspects to a quality education. Talk a little bit about those three factors: development, retention, and success, and how that plays in to your core values and what you guys are focused in on. I know you've touched on it a little bit already, but those are three really distinctive qualities.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
that's the reason why we chose that. They are very distinctive qualities, and it needs to be a main focus when it comes to teachers. So the development speaks on the support. that teachers need in order to make sure that they can continue growing right along with education and right along with learning. So that's where we get development from, being able to offer them professional development opportunities. Retention is all about the appreciation that we provide them by giving them experiences outside of the classroom to allow them to get familiar with other school communities and other educators, maybe develop a partner or a networking partner. And the success part comes all in celebrating what they do as professionals in our community. So
That's
that's what
great.
those three are about. And that's our main focus here at Made for Teachers.
Well, without further ado, let's get into the mental wellness and mocktails. First of all, it looks like it's coming up very soon. So this is a perfect time to have this podcast. So talk a little bit about the event. It's May 10th, 2025. Location is at 1821 Northwest 22nd Avenue, Ocala, Florida. And it looks like you even have a guest speaker, and teachers can attend for free. So talk a little bit about what people should expect and how can they contact you to RSVP.
Absolutely, I sure will. So, mental wellness and mocktails, as I stated earlier, it kind of stems off from the surveys that we do at the end of each of the chat and choose. And we realized that about probably 50% of the feedback that we got dealt with mental health. So what we did was we reached out to some of the wellness spas, the chiropractor departments and offices, a few health and wealth centers, a community wellness center. We reached out to these individuals and said, look, we're made for teachers. Our goal is to make sure that teachers have the support and the resources that they need in our community. And we want to be able to have them experience something in a fun manner, but to also make sure that we give them the knowledge that's needed. So we have six big sponsors that heard us out. They understood exactly what it meant to show teachers appreciation. So this event came to life. We started marketing it in early March, and mental wellness speaks on the support that the teachers and members of the community will have from people around here that's going to let them know what it means to take care of your body and be of sound mind and to be grounded. We have chair massages that will take place from Clark and Company Wellness Spa. Um, they can expect chair exercises from Danae Wilkerson, Art and Wellness. Oh my goodness. Our key speaker, Carrie, is a licensed therapist. Her name is Amy Rath, and she is really going to sweep people off their feet with some of the techniques and some of the new ways to be able to get yourself together, because we all know teachers need to know how to relax. So this is going to be a fun, a fun atmosphere for everybody. All you have to do is the tickets are on sale for the community for $35.
Okay.
Those tickets help the teachers to be free. So right now we have 23 teachers that have signed up. We're still looking for more due to the amount of support that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Teachers, email made for teachers, that's with two S's, at gmail.com. Send us your RSVP. We will put you on the list, and we look forward to celebrating you this Saturday at the Mary Sue Rich Center.
Well, we are very excited. This is a good segue. So I wanted to say you have another sponsor because Meldon Law is going to sponsor you as well. So we really are happy to be able to support such a great cause. Our business development director, Angel Torres, will be reaching out to you after the podcast to get it all set up. But I wanted to let you know this is the surprise is that you got another sponsor. So we're really, really happy to be able to contribute to a wonderful cause for wonderful people. And I have a lot of respect for what you're doing over there, Yolanda.
Carrie, I really appreciate that. And on behalf of the Made for Teachers team, we thank you for your time and for the opportunity to be able to share our story.
Well, it's our pleasure, and I think you're going to continue. It sounds like you're continuing to get some really good traction. You've done a lot of the heavy lifting already, becoming a nonprofit, getting this organized, getting your knowing what your mission and your goal is, and it sounds like right now you're starting to hit your stride, and I'm sure the teachers out in Marion County really appreciate you because it's one of those professions that does affect other people for the rest of their lives. I mean, I can tell you, looking back, I don't remember that many adults, but I remember probably more teachers than any other adults when I was growing up in my formative years. You remember all of the, whether it's elementary school, middle school, high school, and I'm sure your grandmother has been remembered by hundreds of thousands of people in some form or fashion, whether it's parents or students. So the fact that you've developed a nonprofit to support the mission of teachers, which is not always financially lucrative, but is very, very important, cannot be underestimated.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Yolanda, before we end this week's podcast, once again, if you want to let the supporters out there know the date, location, and how to get tickets for the mental wellness and mocktails, I would like to give you that opportunity so people out there can sign up before it's too late.
Absolutely. Ocala and surrounding areas, we are calling for all teachers, paraprofessionals, teachers, private, public, charter, educational childhood. Please come out at 1821 Northwest 21st Avenue. That's in Ocala, Florida, 34480. That's going to be at the Mary Sue Rich Center. Teachers, you can RSVP at Made for Teachers. That's teachers with 2 S's at the end, at gmail.com. Members of the community, please come out and join us. The tickets are $35. You can go to madeforteachersinc.org in order to get your tickets. Come sip, learn, and unwind. This is going to be an amazing time and a new experience for Ocala.
Wonderful. What a great guest today, Yolanda. I appreciate you taking your time to pop in, and I look forward to supporting you and your great venture. And we hope that we know that the event's going to be a great success. So I think we'll be talking about it sometime in the near future. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Have a great day, Yolanda, and we'll talk. And good luck at the Made. Once again, for the listeners out there, Made for Teachers. It's going to be the official mental wellness and mocktail event. Make sure you look into it. You sign up. There'll be a guest speaker, Amy Rath from the Faithfully Guided Health Center, and of course, Yolanda will be there too. So she'll be able to greet you and give you all the information you need to make sure that we support our teachers. So once again, thank you, Yolanda, for coming on to Meldon Law and Friends, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you as well.
All right. We're going to our last segment. We're going to be doing the free giveaways, events, and announcements for Meldon Law after this short break.
Jeffrey, what are you doing?
Well, I'm joining the band, of course. Since Meldon Law is the official law firm partner of the Florida Gators, I want to help.
Dad, we're litigators. Let's stick to helping people in the courtroom.
Well, can we still hang out and jam a little bit? At Meldon Law, we won't back down.
I was going down a one-way street and a girl that was driving her car T-boned me on my scooter. I ended up going for an MRI and discovering that I had 2 herniated discs. Coming to Carrie allowed me to not have to worry about what doctor I was going to see or what physical therapist I had to go to. They say, these are the people we trust. You're going to have a great experience there. And I honestly did each time.
Call Meldon Law. Your consultation is absolutely free.
And I was in an accident. Someone ran a red light and hit me, and I was hurt. You don't know where to turn. Luckily, I called Jeffrey. These big insurance companies, they don't want you to win. They truly don't. But Jeffrey and his firm and the people that work here, they just really fight for you. You call the law offices of Jeffrey Meldon because you're going to need help, and they will help you.
Call Meldon Law right now.
Hey, Sammy, look who's there. Say hi.
Hey!
You again!
Meldon Law, Jeffrey speaking.
Jeffrey! Somebody else hit us here.
Here we go again.
We are back here at Meldon Law and Friends. This is our weekly podcast, and this is our announcements, upcoming giveaways, events for Meldon Law coming up this weekend. First of all, at Meldon Law, we help everyone in North Central Florida that has been injured as a result of a serious accident. Consultations are free, and you can come into our office and meet with us in person. We are local. We have offices in Gainesville, Williston, Fort Lauderdale, and Lake City. This weekend, May 14th, from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the Sharon Morse Performing Arts Center in Spanish Springtown Square, there's going to be the Sharon Preview Party talking about all of the live music, Broadway series, and international series that will be, I guess, coming to the Villages. And there's going to be a state-of-the-art Steinway piano where some of that live music will be played. Mark your calendars now. It is May 14th from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. in the Villages. On May 16th at 6:30 p.m., the Florida Gators will be hosting the University of Alabama Crimson Tide in Gainesville. If you want to get free tickets, go to meldonlaw.com. I believe we're doing some giveaways on the Facebook, Meldon Law Facebook. You can get some free tickets to go see the Florida Baseball Gators play the University of Alabama Crimson Tide. On May 17th at Homestead Park in Williston, there'll be the second annual North Central Florida Barbecue and Brew Festival in Williston, and it's powered by Meldon Law. It is a barbecue competition where the top barbecue masters in the region compete for the ultimate title and cash prize. Indulge in mouth-watering barbecue, sample a variety of beers, and explore crafts and arts. There's live music, and it seems to be a really festive event. This is the second annual North Central Florida Barbecue and Brew Festival, so come join us at Homestead Park in Williston, May 17th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then finally, there is the dressage at the WEC in Ocala, the World Equestrian Center, May 22nd to 25th. Dressage competition. It is where people are riding horses, I think, in some type of manner. I'm not sure what dressage is. I think it's kind of where the horses are fancy and they dance, something to that effect. But it's free admission, so go check it out for yourself, and you can tell me what dressage actually is over at the World Equestrian Center in Ocala, May 22nd to 25th. Once again, all of our ticket giveaways are on our Meldon Law Facebook page for any sporting events or any other event. You could win tickets free with no obligation. So that is all the announcements for this week's episode of Meldon Law and Friends. Once again, we want to thank Yolanda Thomas for coming on, the Executive Director of Made for Teachers. Great events coming up, and we wish her the best of luck on her mocktail event this upcoming weekend. So once again, thank you for listening to Meldon Law and Friends, our weekly podcast. We appreciate all of you guys out there that tend to come on and listen to all those amazing guests that we have every week.